For those of you interested in Middle Eastern politics, the name Hezbollah is likely no stranger to your ears. But have you ever wondered how this organization, initially formed as a small resistance movement, has become such a powerhouse not just in Lebanon but throughout the region? Let's unravel this complex story. First, let's set the stage. The year is 1982, and Lebanon is in the throes of a civil war. The country is being torn apart by sectarian strife, foreign interventions, and an unyielding conflict with Israel. It's important to note that the Israeli invasion of southern Lebanon that year provided the initial spark for the formation of Hezbollah. Israel's presence was deeply resented by the Lebanese, particularly the Shia community, which forms a significant part of the country's population. With the invasion, a vacuum of power and governance arose in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah originally emerged as a militia group aimed at countering Israeli military occupation and filling the vacuum left by the Lebanese state's absence. Iran plays a crucial role here. After the Islamic Revolution in 1979, Iran was looking to export its revolutionary ideology, and Lebanon, specifically the marginalized Shia community, presented a fertile ground. Iran provided Hezbollah with logistical support, military training, and, most importantly, funding. As a result, Hezbollah rapidly transformed from a militia into a well-armed and well-funded organization. They successfully used guerrilla warfare tactics against the Israeli army, which even then was one of the most powerful militaries in the world. Now, let's move on to a concept many overlook when discussing Hezbollah: social services. Hezbollah wasn't merely a military organization. It also invested heavily in providing social services like healthcare, education, and infrastructure to the Shia community. This made them not just defenders in the eyes of the public but also providers and caretakers. By the early 1990s, Lebanon was exhausted by civil war, and various parties were looking for a way out. The Taif Agreement ended the Lebanese civil war but allowed Hezbollah to retain its arms, justifying it as necessary to continue resistance against Israel. In 2000, Hezbollah claimed a significant victory when Israel withdrew its troops from most of Lebanon. This event immensely boosted Hezbollah's reputation, solidifying its image as a liberator in the eyes of many Lebanese and Arabs. It wasn't just military victories that contributed to their growth. Hezbollah also ventured into politics. In 1992, they participated in Lebanon's general elections for the first time and won 12 seats in the Lebanese parliament. Fast forward to 2005, the assassination of Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri shook the country. While Syria was largely blamed for the act, Hezbollah, a known ally of Syria, was also put under scrutiny. Despite this, they managed to survive the political fallout. The 2006 Lebanon war with Israel was another turning point. Despite suffering heavy losses, Hezbollah was seen by many as having won, simply by virtue of surviving the Israeli onslaught. This again boosted their popularity and cemented their role as a key regional player. With this reputation, Hezbollah began to expand its influence beyond Lebanon. They sent fighters to support the Syrian government in the Syrian civil war, establishing themselves as a force capable of projecting power outside of their home country. Their involvement in Syria was not without controversy. Many Lebanese started viewing them as more concerned with regional politics than with Lebanon's internal affairs. But the move also led to stronger ties with Iran and Russia, two key players in the Middle East. In Lebanon, Hezbollah has also maintained a strong civic presence, operating numerous social programs and even a satellite television station, Al-Mana. This multifaceted approach ensures that they are not just a military force but also a socio-political entity deeply entrenched in Lebanon's fabric. Now, let's talk about some controversies. Hezbollah has been labeled a terrorist organization by the United States, the European Union, the Arab League, and several other countries. Its military wing, in particular, is accused of executing terrorist attacks against civilian targets. One cannot discuss Hezbollah's growth without touching upon its funding. Apart from Iranian support, it's believed that Hezbollah engages in various illegal activities, including drug trafficking and money laundering, to finance its operations. Over the years, Hezbollah has evolved into a state within a state, wielding both military and political power. They have their own telecommunications network, a construction company, and even their own public health strategy. All these factors make Hezbollah an enigmatic entity that's difficult to categorize. Is it a resistance movement, a political party, a social service provider, or a militant group? The answer might very well be all of the above. But what does the future hold for Hezbollah? As tensions between the US and Iran escalate, and as Lebanon grapples with an economic crisis, the trajectory of Hezbollah remains uncertain. However, one thing is clear. As long as issues like foreign military intervention, sectarian strife, and state failure persist in Lebanon and the broader Middle East, entities like Hezbollah will find fertile ground to grow. The international stance on Hezbollah is also divisive. While some countries see it as a legitimate resistance movement, others view it solely through the lens of terrorism. This division often hampers unified international action against or for the group. When it comes to public opinion, Hezbollah is equally polarizing. For some, they are heroes fighting against foreign occupation and sectarian oppression. For others, they are a destabilizing force that serves foreign interests at the expense of Lebanese sovereignty. Hezbollah's journey from a small resistance group to a major political and military force is a testament to its adaptability and the complex web of factors that have allowed it to flourish. Understanding this evolution is key to understanding not just Hezbollah but the volatile dynamics of the Middle East as a whole. And so, we come to the end of our deep dive into how Hezbollah gained power. They've managed to weave themselves into the very fabric of Lebanese society while also playing a significant role on the regional and international stages. This makes them one of the most fascinating and controversial entities in modern Middle Eastern politics. This was a long journey, and we've only scratched the surface. There are many more layers to Hezbollah's rise to power, making it a subject worthy of continual examination. Thank you for joining us on this intricate exploration. If you found this video insightful, please consider liking and subscribing.